The stage lights dim, and the large glowing America's Got Talent logo fades into the background. The host announces, all the way from Manila, please welcome a father and son duo with a story that will touch your hearts. The father, a man in his mid-40s with a modest but proud presence, walks hand in hand with his teenage son. The boy looks nervous yet determined, glancing at the sea of faces in the massive theater. The audience claps politely at first, curious about what this duo might bring. Simon Cowell leans back in his chair, adjusting his microphone, and asks, "So, what are your names, and why did you decide to come to AGT?" The father, speaking with a gentle Filipino accent, answers, "My name is Miguel, and this is my son, Angelo. We came all the way from Manila because we want to share our music with the world. Singing together has always been our way of staying close as a family." His son nods, adding softly, "It's our dream to be here." There's a moment of silence as the music begins. A soft piano intro plays, and Angelo takes the first line, his voice trembling slightly at first but then rising with clear, soulful power. The audience immediately quiets, listening intently. Miguel joins in, his deeper, warmer tone blending seamlessly with his son's higher notes. Their voices weave together in perfect harmony, as though they have been singing not just for years but for lifetimes. By the first chorus, the crowd is already reacting. People in the front row are leaning forward, eyes wide, while others are starting to clap in rhythm. Sofia Vergara whispers something to Heidi Klum, both of them smiling with admiration. Howie Mandel raises his eyebrows, nodding to the beat. Even Simon, often known for his skeptical expression, is visibly intrigued, his head tilted, lips pressed together as though trying not to reveal just how impressed he is. As the performance builds, the camera pans to the audience, a woman wipes away a tear, a young man records the moment on his phone, and others begin to cheer. Angelo closes his eyes on a powerful high note, pouring every ounce of feeling into his voice. Miguel stands slightly behind, his gaze fixed on his son, his pride evident in every expression. It's not just a performance, it's a conversation between generations, a story of love, struggle, and unity carried through music. When they hit the final note together, long, soaring, and perfectly sustained, the entire theater erupts. The audience leaps to its feet in a standing ovation. Cheers, whistles, and applause echo through the room. Miguel and Angelo, both emotional, bow together, holding each other's hands tightly. The father whispers, "We did it, son," though the microphones barely catch it. The camera cuts back to the judges, where Simon's face is no longer unreadable, he's clearly moved. He leans forward, resting his chin on his hand, as though already considering what comes next. The father-son duo look toward the panel with hopeful eyes, "Wah." The last echoes of their song fade into the massive auditorium. The sound of the standing ovation fills the massive auditorium, but the sound of the standing ovation Miguel and Angelo stand together, hands clasped tightly, Miguel and Angelo stand together, hands clasped tightly, tears glimmer in Angelo's young eyes, while Miguel's expression is a mix of pride and disbelief. While Miguel's expression is a mix of pride and disbelief. The father and son duo staring at the panel of judges, waiting for the father and son duo staring at the panel of judges. Sofia Vergara leans forward for their verdict, smiling warmly. Sofia Vergara leans forward first, smiling warmly. "You two have such a special bond. That was beautiful. And it shows in the way you sing together. You two have such a special bond. You gave us something so emotional in the way you sing together." The audience applauds in agreement. "So emotional tonight." Heidi Klum follows. The audience applauds enthusiastically. Heidi Klum "I loved how your voice is blended enthusiastically. You didn't just sing. I loved how your voice is blended. And I think all of us felt it. You told us your story." Howie Mandel grins and I think all of us felt it. "You guys came here all the way from Manila, points at them. And you just proved why the world needs to hear you. All the way from Manila. That was unforgettable. You just proved why the world needs to hear you." Cheers rise again from the crowd. "That was unforgettable." Miguel nods gratefully, cheers rise again from the crowd. "Thank you." While Angelo's shoulders rise and fall with deep breaths, "Thank you," as though while Angelo's shoulders rise and fall with deep breaths. Then comes Simon, as though he can't believe this is real. The entire theater quiets. Then comes Simon. He rests his elbows on the table. The entire theater quiets, steepling his fingers under his chin. He rests his elbows on the table. His gaze is locked on the father and son. Under his chin. I've seen a lot of acts on this stage, he begins, his voice steady and serious. I've seen a lot of acts on this stage, but very few, his voice steady touch me in the way you just did. But very few, the audience gasps softly, in the way you knowing just Simon doesn't hand out praise easily. The audience gasps softly, this wasn't Simon just a doesn't hand out praise easily. It was about love. This wasn't just family, a performance. About hope. It was about love. It reminded me why I love this show. About hope. He pauses. It reminded me why I love the golden buzzer in front of him. He then pauses, back up at Miguel glances and down at the golden buzzer in front of him. The father tightens his grip on Miguel and Angelo, sensing what might be coming. The father tightens his grip on Angelo's mouth falls open slightly, his eyes darting between Angelo's mouth falls open slightly, his eyes darting between Simon and the glowing button. With a decisive motion, and then Simon slams his palm onto the golden buzzer. With a decisive motion, the entire auditorium explodes in cheers. The judges' table lights up as the golden confetti cannon bursts. The judges' table lights up as the golden confetti cannon bursts. The moment feels surreal. In a thousands of tiny golden stars falling all around them. The moment feels surreal. Clinging to thousands of tiny golden stars falling all around them. Miguel drops to his knees, their hair and shoulders, pulling Angelo into a tight embrace. To his knees, overwhelmed. The boy buries his face into a tight embrace, sobbing with joy. The boy buries his face in his father's own tears spill freely as he whispers, "We did it." The father's own tears spill freely as he whispers, "We did it." The audience is on its feet. "We really did it." Clapping. Some even waving Philippine flags high in the air. Clapping. Some even waving Philippine flags high in the air. Golden buzzer. The cameras capture the crowd chanting. Simon rises from his chair, smiling proudly, pointing directly at Miguel and Angelo as if to say, proudly, "You belong here." Pointing directly at Miguel and Angelo backstage, as if to say, Terry Crews rushes forward, clapping and shouting encouragement. Terry Crews rushes forward. He kneels beside them in the rain of confetti, lifting Angelo's hand. He kneels beside them in the rain of confetti, lifting Angelo's hand. Hig. The golden confetti still clings to their shoulders and hair as Miguel and Angelo are escorted off stage by Terry Crews, who can't stop grinning. "You two did it. That was incredible," he shouts over the roaring cheers still echoing from the theater. The father and son are both crying, their hands still locked together like they never want to let go. As they step into the backstage area, the noise from the stage softens into muffled applause, but the energy is still buzzing in the air. Crew members rush forward, hugging them, congratulating them, and handing them tissues to wipe their tear-streaked faces. Angelo laughs through his sobs, clutching a handful of golden confetti like it's the most precious treasure he's ever held. "I'm never letting this go," he says, his voice still shaky with disbelief. Miguel crouches down so he's eye level with his son. His hands gently cup Angelo's face, and his own voice cracks as he speaks. "Son, do you know what just happened? Do you understand what this means? Simon Cowell pressed the golden buzzer for us. For you." Angelo shakes his head, still overwhelmed, and hugs his father again with all the strength of a boy who has just seen his wildest dream come true. The cameras capture every angle, the father and son wrapped in each other's arms, the golden glitter sparkling under the backstage lights, the tears that refuse to stop flowing. A producer hands them bottled water, but neither touches it, they're too caught up in the moment, too full of adrenaline. Nearby, a small monitor replays the scene that just happened on stage. They watch themselves singing, then see Simon's hand slamming down on the button in slow motion. The shot switches to confetti bursting into the air, then to their embrace in the golden rain. Angelo gasps, pointing at the screen. "Look, Dad. Look at us." Miguel chuckles softly, shaking his head in awe. "That's us, hijo. That's us." The backstage hallway fills with more people, other contestants who were waiting for their turn come running to congratulate them. Some clap them on the back, others cheer, "You deserved it." A few even wipe their eyes, admitting they were moved to tears by the performance. It feels like a family reunion, a community celebrating the victory of two humble singers who carried the heart of Manila onto the world stage. Angelo turns to Terry Crews and says, still in disbelief, "I never thought this would happen. We just wanted to sing together." Terry puts a massive arm around the boy's shoulders and replies warmly, "You didn't just sing, you inspired the world. And this is just the beginning." Miguel looks at his son, his voice full of emotion. From Manila to America's Got Talent, we made it here together. Whatever happens next, I will always be proud. Angelo smiles through his tears, clutching his father's hand once more. The camera zooms in on the duo as they walk further backstage, the golden confetti still glimmering on their clothes. Their journey is ONL.